Hello and welcome. This is James Blanchard, Cisneros, at your service. Today I will be reading the April 30th Facebook post and making a few comments on it, and I trust that it will assist both of us on our journeys. Here we go. What we are searching for, we already are and have. We have been programmed to believe in and focus on outer treasures, and have not even in our own schools been reminded that our true treasure lies within. We are taught to search for our worth where no worth lies, and still wonder why so many grow up feeling unworthy. This world's treasures offer us nothing we don't already possess. None of this world's treasures can offer you the peace God can. All you need do is to take a moment to place your focus back on God, rather than the thousands of illusions the ego would have you sacrifice your time and energy to, and His peace will embrace you. Call on Him and He is there, not because He arrives when we call, but because He has never left us. What stresses could you ever experience or need this world's pills to calm you, if you but choose to trust fully in His plan? Today, breathe in God's all-encompassing love for you and let go. Breathe out that secret, heavy, invisible bag of anxiety and inner confusion the ego demands you carry. We have been programmed, basically since birth, to believe that our treasure lies out there somewhere. And why are we programmed in this manner? Simply to distract us. To distract us from remembering that the true treasure we seek, we already have within ourselves. Because if we actually believe that the treasure lies out there, then that supports the ego's thought system. And if we support the ego's thought system, then the ego gets to live. But if we look within and we remember that we already have all the treasures that we seek, then what use do we have for the ego's illusions? And so the ego would have us believe that to have safety, security, peace, we must have some job out there. But you see, the ego ties safety, security, and peace to something out there. And so if you lose that is out there, that job or what have you, then you also lose your peace, security, and peace of mind. But you see, your peace of mind, peace is within you now, forever now. Peace is an extension of love, and love is who you are. You are God's creation, and God is love, and therefore so too are you. And one of its extensions is peace, and therefore you are peace, and it's not tied to anything out there in the world. Once you have peace, you carry that peace wherever you go. In all the ego's solutions and games, you will have peace, and it will not be tied to the outside world. So if you lose something in the outside world, according to the ego, then you will lose peace. But in truth, because you are peace, you carry peace wherever you go. And so you cannot lose it, no matter how this world changes. The ego would have you believe that to be loved, you must find some partner or people that love you. But again, because this world is ever changing, if you lose that partner or those friends, then you lose that love according to the ego. And so again, the ego has you chained to its world. Because if you're searching outside for that treasure, then you're supporting the ego's thought system as real. And so the ego gets to survive, because you're using its thought system. In truth, you are love. That is all you are, love. And so no matter how you interact with those people outside of you, you always carry that love with you to every relationship. Because you remember that you are love, and so is everybody else, because we are all one. The ego tries to have you buy into the idea of separation. And so if you connect your love to somebody else and they separate from you and they leave you, then so too they take away that love. And so you're somehow incomplete because of that. But again, we're all one. We are all love. And therefore we do not, quote unquote, need anything else, any other ego's games for us to be love. When we are love, and we remember that we are love, we take this love wherever we go. And again, no matter how the world changes, we still have that love within us. And this love that we have within us does not change as this worlds or partners go up and down or come and go. It does not matter. Your love is not tied to any specific person or individuals. Your love is complete and whole and given to everybody, everything and all. The ego would have you sacrifice and work hard and say that because you sacrifice, because you work hard, then you are worthy. You're a worthy member of society. But if you don't keep on improving or you stop working hard and sacrificing, then that is taken away from you. And so your self-worth is tied in the ego's game to what you're doing out there. And if you're doing out there, if you're playing the game the way the ego wants you to play the game, then you're considered worthy. If you stop playing the ego's game, then you're considered unworthy. But in truth, you are God's creation. Your worth is perfect. Nothing you do out there can add to or subtract from your worth. That is all a game with the ego, that you can somehow be more worthy or less worthy. That's a lie of the ego. Your worth is perfect. And so too is everybody else's worth. They do not need to do things or not do things for them to have perfect worth. Because once you remember who you truly are, that you are God's creation, that you are eternally worthy, that you are one with everybody else, then that same self-worth that you have for yourself is shined on everybody else, because you know that everybody else and you are one. And so what you have within you, so too does everybody else have. And so the ego cannot take away that self-worth. In its game it can. In its game it says that if you don't do A and B, then your worth is taken away. And that's like the changing nature of the ego. The way it keeps you chained to its world. Because again, the more you're chained to it, the more you support it, the more real it becomes. But if you remember, as we will do today, that we are love, we have perfect worth, we have perfect peace within us now. And it has nothing to do with this outer world. Our love, our peace, our joy extends from within us to the outside world. And so it doesn't matter what the outside world looks like, because our peace reflects on it whatever it looks like. And so today we remember that. We remember that we're perfectly worthy. We remember that because we trust in God's plan, and because God's will and our highest will are connected, then we do have safety, security, and peace. We trust that because God is in our corner, because God wants us simply to remember who in truth we are, that God simply allows us to play in this illusionary world, that we can be joyous, that our joy is not tied to anything out there, that we're joyous simply because we're at peace and we're grateful for experiencing and having this peace. And so we can play, and no matter what this world looks like, we can play in it and enjoy ourselves. And because we enjoy ourselves in the world of illusion, in the ever-changing world of illusions, Our light shines no matter what the illusion looks like. And sooner or later, people start remembering.
It's 11 o'clock.
Thank you. People start remembering through our example the truth in them, that they too are worthy, perfectly worthy, that their worth is not attached to anything out there, that they cannot increase their worth or decrease their worth, that nobody else out there can increase their worth or decrease their worth. Your worth is not tied to anybody else. Your perfect worth is within you now, gifted to you by God in your creation. And so let us remember that today. And let us be an example of that today. That all the treasures that we're seeking out there are not out there. Don't look for hope where no hope lies. That simply makes you hopeless. And that's why so many people feel hopeless and unworthy, because they're looking outside for what already resides within. The treasure is within, so they can look outside all they want. But if the treasure is within, then they will not find it out there. And that's not saying that out there is somehow bad or evil or what have you. The ego itself is a self-destructive mechanism. So the more you search outside looking for the treasure, the more you see that the treasure is not really out there. So the more you seek for security and safety and peace out there, and the more you fail at getting that peace, security, and safety out there, the more you realize that it must be somewhere else. And that's when you stop playing and being distracted by the ego and start looking within. And so let us simply do that today. Let us simply reflect our true eternal nature, the love that we are, and the extensions of love, such as peace, joy, compassion, forgiveness. And let us simply be that light. No matter what the world looks like, we'll be that light in that world. And little by little, others will see our example and remember that that same light exists within them. Thank you very much for your time. I love you very much. If you would be so kind as to like, comment, or share the video, it would help with the listening process, and somebody else might find it who can use the information. If you'd like to leave me a comment or a question, I would be delighted to try and offer a response. And if you can please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I would love to have you in those communities. Again, thank you for your time. I love you very much, and God willing, we'll see each other tomorrow. Peace.